Hello and welcome to this new and exciting session of Engineering Watch Interactions. Today we have with us Mr. O.P. Mishra, the Director with NDMC, that is New Delhi Municipal Corporation. He's not just an engineer by education but also a civil servant by profession and the ex-General Manager of Delhi Tourism. Today we have gathered here to discuss more on the municipal e-governance. E-governance being a topic which was taken up in one of our previous events. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, first of all, I would like you to briefly tell us what is municipal e-governance.
Municipal e-governance, I would define that it is e-governance of the municipal bodies. It is a little different from, e-governance in every different type setup is different. Municipal administration requires something very different. And it requires the fundamentals here are that we should be in a position to allow access to a normal citizen to all your facilities. So e-governance, which is affecting you every day, is municipal e-governance. Let me tell you certain facts which will may not be very known to a normal citizen. That there are almost 8,000 urban bodies in this country.
Oh my God. Okay.
NDMC is one of a small, or I should say tiniest body in the country. Of course, we are the drawing room of the country, being capital of the country, nation. But there are 7,900 odd such bodies all over the country. The urban population, our demography is changing. When we got independence in 1947, and if you look at now and what is going to happen by 2030, we are projecting that 50% of our population would be urban population.
Yes.
50% of the population in the country would be urban. And if you look at the economic statistics, like developed countries like US, the agriculture is not contributing more than 2% of their GDP.
Correct, yes.
This will happen as this country develops, and there will be a huge migration, or I should say, if not migration, the smaller panchayat level, we call it shahar panchayats, will change into smaller towns, and the towns will grow into cities, and cities will go into megapolis. This is happening. And it is a phenomena which is happened in the developed countries and is going to happen here also. So we have to, and why municipal e-governance is so important? That it is e-governance which is affecting everyday life. If somebody tells me that he is very unhappy with the corruption around, I would say actually he is hit by the local body which is the body which interacts with him at everyday level, or maybe the police.
Police, yes.
He may not be interacting with the union ministries where or the state government departments or directorates. That is where that is the place where policy decisions are taken or higher things. We need e-governance that side also. We need transparency. But here we need the most, because the common man wants to see where his hard-earned tax are going, how it is being spent. For example, if a road is being constructed near his house, he will definitely like to know how much the municipal body is spending on that road, and how much and what will be the benefit, who has been awarded the work, and when is the task going to be over.
Completely.
If I am not able to give this information to him through any mechanism, we are failing in our duty as a municipal body. So NDMC being we have a role model to play for other municipal bodies.
Yes.
So we ensure, we at our end, we are trying to get into as many ways of bringing in transparency, and we have what you call ESLAs, service level agreements, where we want people to know that these services have to be delivered to you in so many days in this form.
Okay, okay.
So it is happening in all over the city, all over the country. But we, as I explained, we have to play a role model. So we are doing it. For example, when where there are something like NDMC is a very small area, 43.7 square kilometers. We have 1500. In Hindi we call it dhalao, or you can say the bigger dustbins, where trash cans, where the garbage from the homes are collected, 1500 odd. Whenever it is collected at the bins, they have to be disposed at some site. We have we don't have a landfill, we incinerate it and generate electricity.
Oh,
But
that's right.
when we pick it from that point, this is one of the 1500 points, we need to know whether it has been picked up at right time with the frequency which we want. There are places where we want it should be picked twice a day. There are places we want thrice a day, or maybe in a posher locality where the garbage is not so high, it is not so dense. We need the bins to be cleaned every day. So to supervise that, the contractor involved, our staff supervising it, is attentive and doing his job. We have an online system wherein whenever a garbage bin is cleaned, we get to know
Acha.
using GIS that this bin has been cleaned at this time.
So you are into, all the technologies that
We have to.
Okay.
It is not only NDMC. There are other setups like Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, Bombay, Pune. There is one Chinchadi, Pimpri Chinchwad Municipal Corporation, which have done a lot more than I recently had a chance to see what they have done, and they have done a tremendous thing. They have achieved a lot by making things transparent. So not only this is our consumption, that we know that this dustbin is cleaned at this time, or not cleaned, or not photographed, either of the three.
Correct.
But we are now going in bringing this to people. We are asking, we will be soon launching a mobile application wherein when you are walking in the street and you find a dead dog, a street dug up, or a street light not working, or something, you just click and go. We will know exactly what you have complained about, and whenever you click, it comes to my call center and data center, my server, and it is our job to disseminate the information immediately to the person concerned who has to clean it, repair it, or mend it. If the person is not doing his job, his boss has to know through a feedback computerized mechanism that this has not been done. Now, if we do it using some technology, you can appreciate the fact that we save a huge effort in the paperwork. A complaint is sent to a service center. And the service center man will send it to the right person. Whether he takes the action or not, we never get to know. But if we have a mechanism wherein the complainant himself knows whether action is being not taken or not, that is more important. For example, we already have a system. If you see any unauthorized construction, if you file it online on our website,
Yes,
you
I know.
get information after every 24 hours of progress made
correct.
on your complaint. Even if your complaint is bogus, we do tell you that we are not acting on your complaint.
Correct.
So that kind of transparency will give people a confidence in the system, and it definitely brings efficiency for ourselves also, a monitoring,
Correct.
closer monitoring. So we have something like 12 services which are on ESLA, wherein if a officer or a person performing it does not complete his task within a given time, he has to pay a penalty of 50 rupees per day for failing to do a certain duty. For example, I have to give you a date and birth or death certificate within 7 days. If you get it on the 8th day, you have all the right to claim 50 rupees from the man at the counter who has the cash with him to give to you
Okay.
all the time. Whether it is to be recovered from his salary or somebody behind him, it is not concern of the person of who is asking. Fortunately or unfortunately, nobody has claimed it as yet, but 3,500 such services have been delivered since it has been adopted. Not a single delay of one single case. If there has been delay, there has been no claims. But the delays are very few because people know that this may damage them financially. So they work and perform efficiently. That is one thing. So I would say that the e-governance, municipal e-governance is a method of increasing efficiency, reducing cost. Cost of communication in a conventional system is very high.
Very high, correct.
It reduces the cost of communication and effective implementation also. If I know that through a photograph that how much is the damage, I may not send a huge vehicle to repair it. Maybe you just need a small bag of cement or one man who goes and repairs. So I exactly know what is to be done, and the person who is going to repair or mend or erect a new thing knows what is to be done. Similarly, we have a very close system of project monitoring through software where we monitor each project how it is developing.
So you've inculcated the software and
All this is
technology.
in-house, most of it is in-house technology. See, personal management, financial management, these are very backbone of any IT
organization,
system.
correct.
But then on these, we need to make these public interfaces sit. Until you may have a very good internal system, but if you don't have an external communication system wherein public
Things
tells you
don't
that you are good,
Things won't
it's
work.
pointless.
Yes.
It is
yes,
pointless.
Yes.
So we have to make it very close to people. I would say that still being New Delhi, I do not see many huge response to what we have done, but there are people who do it. Like my Facebook, I used to get earlier something like 50-60 complaints a day. Now it has come down to 3, 4, 5, but we do get. There are regular people who through the social media tell us that this is a problem at this street, or they have some problem with stray dogs, or they have a monkey menace in their house. They do tell us through Facebook. They have other means. So basically what we are doing is disseminating information, taking feedback, providing services online. For example, we are the only municipal body probably in the country which provides electricity and water. We are a DISCOM also.
Achha.
All our bills are e-bills, although as per some regulation we are still supplying paper bills. But if we will soon have I'm sure the government has to come with a law which says DISCOMs may not supply e-papers for those who do not want it. For example, these mobile phone operators do give you an option of taking
E-bills, yes.
e-bills. Besides e-bill, actually you can see your water and electricity or wealth tax bill anytime.
Anytime, correct.
And you can pay
Accessible,
online. You can pay online. You have that access. That is, we had achieved almost a year back. And I'm sure that most of our other payments we are going to electronically monitor it. Monitoring brings me efficiency. We are very much dependent on our revenues to survive. We hardly have any central or state funding. So we have to be very cautious that there are no leakages in revenue. There are no delays in in collection. So it was virtually the employees who pushed that we should ensure that the collection is timely.
Okay.
For their own good. They understood there is a problem and they have been very supportive about it. Yes, e-governance brings in some transparency. There is always a problem of certain people or group of employees who do not want it that way. But I would say once they have a taste of efficiency, they have a taste of what a computer can do, definitely they agree. And even if they don't agree, the times have come, they have to fall in line.
Yes.
If they do not know how to operate one, they are in a fix. Because like most of the time our meetings, I ensure that I send only meeting notices by email. If they do not respond to it saying that I do not know how to read or they have not read, it is their folly because I am paying them for their mobiles and internet. So better watch their internet if I am paying for the internet.
Correct. I mean, I see a very environment friendly sort of, environment here.
Attempt is made. We do speak volumes when it comes to talking about your one's organization. But yes, effort is always made. There are problems, but it is New Delhi Municipal Council. Again, a council is a very small body in the country. We have to bring this to 8,000 municipal bodies, or maybe another 10 years you will speak about 10,000 municipal bodies, municipal or urban bodies. They may not be municipal bodies exactly. They have to have this very soon. If they do not, they will lose a lot. They will be left behind, and they will not be able to survive also very soon if the systems are not adopted to suit the educated new generation citizens who know what is what.
Correct. I mean, I totally agree with the most of the points that he said, but I have just one query. Like you said, you would be soon launching the SMS campaign for the citizens to tell you that whenever they see garbage or any.
No, it is not SMS.
Yeah.
There are 3 type of phones which allow you mobile apps: BlackBerry, Android, and iPhones. I would not say they are SMS or MMS. They are actual pictures. Like if you are walking on a street, and in fact I can show you it. If I am walking on a street, I click this.
Yes.
Then I dropped. I have a application which tells me.
Achha,
I go to the application. I click it.
Okay.
It says NDMC. The application name would be simply NDMC. So I know NDMC. I go and on my NDMC and click it. The photo is uploaded. But what is the photo about? So I get a drop down of some 50 points, on which I will just browse and say this is a dead dog. That's it.
Okay.
So I immediately know through his GIS where the photo has been taken, who is the person who has sent me this information, and where was he standing when he clicked it, and what does he want to say. It comes to my mainframe. I'm in a mainframe, I'm saying server. There the person or the software itself knows whom it should go to. The area junior engineer or municipal inspector will immediately know on his phone if this has been done.
All right. Okay. But then, I mean, how would you ensure that this application which you are launching, it becomes a success? Because a lot of applications.
You see, I am sure it takes time for people to accept. Like for example, you will be very surprised that even when I am having the facility of water, electricity or tax bills online, only 13 to 14% of people are using it. My target by March is to achieve 25%.
Okay.
I am sitting in one of the most educated profile of population.
Yes.
Still, unfortunately, they are not very confident of using electronic payment gateways. I have seen very senior officers saying that fine, I can see my bill, but I like to pay by check at your counter. Well, I do not know how to get into electronic banking, and even if I get into electronic banking, I will not like to risk with my account being fiddled by somebody. So there is a problem on acceptability of any technology. It takes time, but whether it takes time or no time, I am very sure the the larger portion of the population now coming before us is much younger. They are tech savvy, they know how to use it, and they are confident about using using tech savvy things, and of course debit card or credit card. In fact, we are now going to have a huge generation of credit card users. So I'm sure they will like to use such things, and we have to provide this. For example, till date you will see only petrol pumps or CNG pumps. Nobody has thought of the electric charging stations, wherein a huge number of ladies are using scooters which are electric. So NDMC is coming with that project very fast, because we know we need electric charging stations all over the town very badly, and these are called quick electric charging. You may seek a change of battery also, will do that. So we have such many things, and we are already late in many things. If you compare with some other cities or countries, we are very late in many things. But still, if we start now,
an effort always.
Effort definitely. You may find electric poles or electric charging station all around soon, but you will not see why it is done.
Correct.
But after 5 years, you will know why.
People will start accepting
it, and you have to use it.
Yes. I mean, how would you tell people to differentiate between e-governance and municipal e-governance? Because I myself would.
E-governance is e-governance could have two components. One is e-governance means you are governing your own organization, your finances, your HR, or your own policies, whatever you are implementing, you can do that. But the other aspect of e-governance, which is very relevant to municipal administration, is the e-governance related to public interface, direct public interface. If I want to get my electric connection done within certain hours, how much do I need to pay? How do I pay? And I should not be able to. I should not be made to stand in a counter in a queue. If I can do online, I should be allowed to do that. So that is our effort. For example, if you go to Hyderabad, there are a large number of things on certification, which is e-certification there. For example, your birth, your land papers, and all. You just need to give a photocopy somewhere. And the person looking at your photocopy can go to the server, verify anything, that whether it is true copy or not. This has happened long back in Andhra Pradesh, and they are successfully implementing it. So this kind of thing, which is directly hitting a common man, is what is needed by municipal bodies. And I think municipal body is nothing but service to people directly. They are the people who are most important for a common man, more than some ministry of so and so or department of so and so. A common man is not so affected by Department of Agriculture, although it may be one of the very important departments. He is more bothered about MCD or NDMC, which is looking into his day-to-day affairs.
Yes. Sir, please tell us, how will business process re-engineering and government process re-engineering be helpful to the engineering sector per se?
See, the market for automation, for re-engineering is huge in municipal administration. Unfortunately, rather than understanding the requirement of the municipal bodies, the high-end engineering firms, the high-tech engineering firms adopt a very different way of handling it. They try to copy, or I should say, they try to place something which is not suited to the place, since they have tried it somewhere. For example, our municipal bodies, most of our municipal bodies run municipal schools. They are the schools which you will see most of the time the the lower middle class or the lower class of this society, children from these
Two
places
sections.
are the two sections are going. Some of the schools are very good where you will see even the middle class educated. We have certain number of schools called Navyu schools where we have such a crowd. But when we ask for automation of these school systems, I am finding that the best of the IT companies offer me what they have done at Delhi Public School or modern school, and they want me to copy it, and they force it. It's important. You should have what card? Smart card for every child, and the smart card will, he will swipe and borrow a library card. My dear friend, you are not understanding. First, I have to give him the basic requirement.
knowledge.
I want to check attendance of my teachers. That is more important than bringing
Smart card.
swiping cards in the libraries. Of course, that is one end I will definitely like to reach. But then I also want to govern my schools. We should have a central platform from which I can monitor, email, or send everything or see everything through one system. But what you are trying to sell, and actually you have done that, push some system which you have done from some fancy school in Bombay or Delhi and try to take, push that as the solution for me. And you will argue, the industry will argue, you do not understand. Why not your poor children should have the best? My dear friend, if you want to bring them, why don't you give that kind of land, money or fees for those children, and then I will definitely do much better.
Yes, I will.
So, trying to push products which are not suited to municipal bodies,
Won't work.
that is 100% job of most of the IT companies. Most of the other technology companies also I have seen, they will try to push things which do not work in our system because they borrow it from some place, some technology, something which they have seen somewhere and they want to push it here. Don't do that. You are losing an opportunity. Those who are smart try to understand what is the requirement, adapt or change or make a new product which is needed. Don't try to push high-end, expensive, not required products to municipal bodies.
I mean, you were saying that products should be made according to the public, for the public and according to the public,
I am
for
not saying
whatever
that.
pay.
My requirement can be very different from, for example, somebody was trying to sell a security solution to me which has been adopted in, I don't want to name some big
XYZ.
corporate this thing, and telling me that it should be done for our markets.
Okay.
How are you trying to tell me that a high-end 1 kilometer long mall, a same setup as my Sarojini Nagar, they are two different setups. I need a robust system. I need a system which can sustain the dust, heat, everything. And you are trying to present me the best mall in the country has the best system. I am not accepting what you are telling me. Your cameras may be the best and most expensive, but it doesn't work for me. Number two, I want systems which deliver. For example, we have done 2 multi-level parkings through a PPP project. There's something to see. The technology is very high-end. We are very proud of it. But unfortunately, if you try to do it again, nobody wants to do it again. Even Center for Science and Environment, Sunitharji, that is study, and she said we should not have this. For simple reason that parking of one car, the energy requirement is almost equivalent to 30 rupees. And making of one parking bay is costing me 8.5 lakhs. So, you see, we are wasting our efforts in pushing technologies which are not suited as yet for me saying that one has to be very futuristic. I will be futuristic when I stand on my feet. What I need today is something which can sustain me, take me along with people, and people are happier. People are not happy with electronics security system in Sarojini Nagar market, which is very fancy. They are not affected by high-end parkings where your car is picked up by a very fancy crane elevator and taken somewhere. What they need is 24/7 water. They need 24/7 electricity, clean roads, garbage picked up in time, certificates which are required by their children issued in time. Bus reaches your house or place in time, and effective transport or clean parks, green parks. This is needed. So my e-governance should be geared to cater to the basics,
to the needs of the
needs.
public.
When I say I'm governance, we are governing or government. First, I have to govern, and then talk of high PPP and projects.
Yes. I mean, we here are talking about catering to the needs of common public, and here we have we have various issues which is talked about, catering to the needs of very, very, very minute level of the society. Like you have to any person from a very prime level would need certificates which are required at a very, very minute time, and I think NDMC is making efforts to make those things happen. I would also like you to enlighten our viewers as to, we had like this event that is eGov Campus in June this year, wherein the employability issue was tackled, and we had the eGov cells of the campus which were made to come in contact with the 3rd and 4th year students who could actually help them for various government jobs, but I find most of the students are not aware of this. Even they are capable of doing something for which a company is hiring someone who they are paying $40,000. So I mean, how do you plan?
Okay, what you are telling? I would say that it's a very happy thing where I can use students as a trainees. They are more efficient. Maybe they may not have that kind of experience, but their efficiency is better than many professionals. They want to deliver. They work hard. They have much more motivation to do it, and hence we thought of giving some training to 3rd year and 4th year students of engineering colleges. And I think we accepted some 70 odd applications. Unfortunately, my view about these students have changed.
Alright.
None have attended a single day of training. All came for certificates, everybody. And whenever we said that let's learn it, then only you can do it. So for learning you have to sit and read. They never did it, and I think there is a very unorganized training kind of thing all over the other government bodies where I spoke about these students. The institutes are encouraging the students to take any kind of certification.
Yes.
It is unfortunate that they are churning out engineers who are being hired at as low a salary as 7,000 and 8,000 rupees. My contractor, who is covering the AMC of this building, is paying 7,000 to fresh engineering graduates with computer background. There are 7 of them employed in this building. The sad thing is, these children, why they suffer, even if they go to a bad college or if they do not make it to a high-end IIT or Delhi College of Engineering, when they go to a normal college, their aim should be to work very hard to cover for that difference between the college in which he has gone and IITs. Rather than covering for it, you are wasting 4 years, you are not trying to learn anything, and that is very sad. You are paying to these private colleges the way nobody pays. I am very sure that none of the private colleges will charge you less than 4 to 5 lakhs in 4 years terms. Even the worst will charge you so much for a fees, and still you have not learned. What is the point? Then at the end of the day you will be selling credit cards. No point. So my dear friends, if you are listening, please try. If you are not interested in your academics per se, go and specialize in something. Pick up something
That is of your
during
interest.
this 4 years which you should be the best in the market. People do appreciate it. I will tell you a very surprising story. I have been superintendent of Central Jail almost 15 years back. I had this guy who was a small time, I do not want him to hear this because he will understand I am talking about it. But anyway, this gentleman was a very small time criminal. Educated young man, class 11th or 12th pass out. He got an opportunity to learn computers there. He stayed for almost 7-8 months after I joined. He left after that. He is one of the best Java professional I have known. We have used him for very high-end job when it was so popular. Today he is one who has got, he is freelance software developer. He has no education, but he is employing, as on date, 5 IIT graduates in his startup, which is no more a startup.
And
He has
he-
something like 50-60 engineers.
And he learned computers while he was in jail.
Jail.
Oh.
He was in jail, he got the facility to learn it, and he really used that, where he could only touch the equipment for 2 hours a day. Sorry to say, you all have laptops, you have all the access in your college, but you are not learning anything. You are wasting your time, you are veiling your time during training. I in NDMC tried to actually pick up 2-3 brilliant children to work with me, but unfortunately the system is slow. I agree. The student trainees were only interested in certification, nothing else. Their mothers used to come, कि सर छुट्टियों में तो थोड़ा आराम करने दो, उसके बाद तो हम बच्चे को पढ़ाई लेंगे, आप सर्टिफिकेट दे दो. And I was very liberal giving certificates because I knew that they are doomed.
I mean, how do you think these students can be forced, or let's just say inspired to study? Because even I agree with the point that students come to institutes for only, the
Whiling away there.
certifications.
My dear friend, even if you are not motivated by books, it's very difficult. In fact, studying is the toughest thing I know. And if you are an engineering student, mathematics is very painful. I understand this. I fully appreciate it. I will make you understand one thing. It is difficult, but you have to have one target, that I will do fairly well in most of the subject, but one subject, one topic, I will be the best. I have these 4 students from BITS Pilani who got into robotics. I was looking at their score, they may not be very high, but they recently set up a venture in a small garage kind of setup in Gurgaon. They have done so well in 1 year time, last 1 year time, that they had 7 exhibitions or more, I don't know, I know till they had 7 exhibitions all over the world. A German company is offering them a huge kitty, venture capital company, to do it, and they are barely out of college. So if you can do something like this, nothing can stop you. But you have to work hard to achieve something. your interest. You may be interested in robotics, you may be interested in software programming, or somebody may be interested in mobile apps, but you have to pick up one thing. Maybe it is not taught exactly in a way you want in your college, but there are books, there are internet, there is Google, there is so much of information around. If you cannot use it, I'm sorry, you're wasting time.
Any last word for people out there, on municipal e-governance and NDMC plans?
NDMC has a lot of plans for enhancing our reach to the people through e-governance, mobile, computers, everything. We have no dearth of funds. We want to do it. We'll have to only watch one thing, that acceptability of the thing has to come along with it. I can't go 10 years from a technology which will be needed 10 years from now. What I need is what is needed as of now, what is acceptable by people. Small things, and definitely one step at a time we can achieve it. For example, people want huge, you can have urban art all around the city, so we can have huge sculptures all around. So we have started with painting the dustbins, and we involve people. So if you go to Lodi Garden next time, you will see 120 of those dustbins, beautifully painted, some by amateurs, mostly by top artists of the country doing it. So we have to go slow, and as people accept it, we go break. So it is acceptability of people for our new things which is more important. But of course, we now have realized that newer generation is very tech savvy. In fact, they are always ahead of us. So we have to run with their pace. And I'm sure even if it 10-15% of the people whom we are catering now, we are willing to cater, and we are happy to cater.
So as they say, boon boon se ghada barta hai. NDMC is doing its bit to inspire people to do anything for the common people's comfort. And I would like to congratulate
Thank
you for whatever efforts NDMC is making and whatever plans you have for the future, and wish you all the best for it. And here, this is Divya signing off.